Morning friends, today we are going to continue the next part of this unit. In the last lecture we talked about the different factors that affects the solvent extraction, especially three factors we have seen: chelation, then the ion pair formation and the solvation. 5 marks question will be there based on this particular topic. Then we have seen about the graph of the percentage extraction versus the pH. Then we talk about the concept of the pH hub and its significance. pH hub plays a very important role during this particular solvent extraction, because all these experiment or whatever the extraction is depend upon the pH. pH has its significance, means you can, by changing or say by altering the pH hub value, we can increase the selectivity of the extraction by the use of the some masking agents that we have seen. Then we are today going to focus the another important part of this unit, that is a Craig's, some Craig's will called or say Craig's counter current extraction. 5 marks question again based on this particular topic. This method is applicable or say used when this dielectric value is close to the 1, means d value, the value of the d should be very close to the 1, then and then only this Craig's counter current extraction is applicable. Now in case of the liquid extraction, which uses the multi-stage operation called as counter current extraction, then we will in detail we will see about the counter current extraction. This is a particular assembly is used in the counter current extraction. You can see A is the opening is there, B part is there, then the C part carries to the D, then the E, like this assembly is there. This is for the Craig's current counter extraction. In this method, two immiscible solvents are brought into contact as they flow through each other in opposite direction. See, very much important thing is that two immiscible solvents which are brought into contact as they flow through each other in opposite direction. This technique can be used when the solids to be separated have the small difference in their distribution ratio, that is a D. It is a multi-distribution process with a large number of stages. Craig's and Post device and glass apparatus, that is an, not a and. Please make the correction over here, it is a an. Glass apparatus which is called as a Craig's counter current extractor. It consists of as many as 300 to 400 separating chambers connected in the form of a drain. You can see like this, and it is to this another is connected, to this another is connected, like the train. What is there? This technique can be used when the solids to be separated have the small difference in their distribution ratio. Then it is a multi-distribution process with a large number of stages. Counter and post device and glass apparatus, which is called as the Craig's counter current extractor. This is the particular, you can say, assembly is there. This is a glass apparatus. You can see these are the having the zigzag position which is connected to the another one, so as you can continue so many here. You can see chambers will be there to this apparatus. It consists of many as 300 to 400 separating chambers connected in the form of a train. The extractant and the solution containing solute are introduced through A and B and equilibrated there. When the two phases are separated, the apparatus is fitted so that the upper layer gets decanted through C and collected in the D. When the apparatus is again made vertical, the liquid in the D passes through E into the next equilibrium chamber similar to B. The lighter component of a given sample travel at different rates depending upon their distribution ratio. And then collected each in separate group of chambers. You can write the lighter layer travel forward direction. Okay. And the layer travel, and the heavier layer travel backward direction with the complete separation, where the complete separation takes place. This is also you can write, it is allowed. You got this particular part, very simple it is. When this distribution ratio will be the near close to the 1, then this method is useful. We have seen in detail of this particular correct current counters. Correct current counters is nothing but this method is applicable to the solvents having that particular this method is applicable to that the value of the D is close to 1. Now, and this method we have seen in detail. In this method, two immiscible solvents are brought into contact because they flow through each other in opposite direction. This technique can be used when the solids to be separated have a small difference in their distribution ratio. It is a multi-distribution process with a large number of stages. Craig and a post device and glass apparatus, which is called as the Craig's current, that is called as a Craig's counter current extractor. This is the assembly particularly here to remember. Then it consists of as many as 300 to 400 separating chambers connected in the form of the train. These are interconnected things are there. The extractant and the solution containing the solid are introduced through A and B and equilibrated there. When the two phases are separated, the apparatus is fitted so that the upper layer gets decanted through C and collected in the D. When the apparatus is again made vertical, then the liquid in the D passes through E into the next equilibrium chamber similar to B. The lighter layer or say component travel in the forward direction and heavier layer travel in the backward direction. With the complete where the complete separation takes place. Or you can write this point also. This is the lighter component of the given sample travel at a different rate depending upon their distribution ratio and then collected each in the separate group of chambers. This is like their working. Now we have to talk about the applications of solvent extraction, or you can call it these are the application of the Craig's counter current extraction. Separation of the peptide having molecular weight ranges from the 500 to 5000. You know this peptide, where is the peptide is present? Tell me, what is a peptide? These are nothing but the protein. Some antibiotics and a certain hormones are polypeptide which are successfully purified. Crude thyroxine from the bacterial source can be separated into three major components and several minor components A, B, and C. Crude thyroxine from the bacterial source can be separated into three major components and several minor components A, B, and C. Fraction of the peptide hormones from posterior pituitary gland, you know pituitary gland, yes, has been achieved. Then next application is there a combination of 2-butanol and 0.1 molar aqueous acid is used in final purification of the synthetic oxytocin and comparing with the naturally occurring hormones. A combination of the 2-butanol along with the 0.1 molar aqueous acid is used for final purification of the synthetic oxytocin and comparing with the naturally occurring hormones. Second, this combination is useful for isolation and the characterization of adrenocorticotropic hormone ACTH, adrenocorticotropic hormone from the anterior pituitary for the purification of pharmaceutical preparation. These are the very important application of this particular countercurrent extraction, or so you can call as the solvent extraction. Number one, we have talked about the separation of the peptide having molecular weight ranges from the 500 to 5000. Then some antibiotics and certain hormones are polypeptide which are successfully purified. Then the crude thyroxine from the bacterial source can be separated into three major components and several minor components A, B, and C. Then the fraction of the peptide hormones from the posterior pituitary gland has been achieved. Then a combination of this particular 2-butanol and a 0.1 molar aqueous acid solution is used in especially the final purification of the synthetic oxytocin and comparing with the naturally occurring hormones. Oxytocin is the hormone. Then isolation and used for this combination, particularly used for the isolation and characterization of adrenocorticotropic hormone. Adrenocorticotropic hormone ACTH from the anterior pituitary for the purification of the pharmaceutical preparation. These are a very much important application which are there for the countercurrent extraction. You have to read this part again and again. Very simple unit is there. These two questions up to this we have seen the important question factors affecting the solvent extraction. Second, we have seen the Craig's countercurrent extraction and its application. 5 marks question sometime comes in the exam. Please, daily reading is very much important. Please go through this lecture daily. Once you go daily, then it will get clear. Otherwise, it will difficult to remember. Please read this material daily and start the preparation as per the exam point of view. If you have any query, any problem, you can free to ask on the groups. Please go through this lecture well. Today we will stop here. Next part we will see in the next lecture.